Decision paralysis? Me too. I've spent years reviewing Keychron keyboards, and I've put together a little presentation here which does a pretty good job defining each series. And I'm not going to make you watch the whole video. Out of respect for your time, I'm going to start with the conclusion. And if you choose to stick around to the end, that's completely up to you. In a nutshell, the Q, V, and C series cater to keyboard enthusiasts who want to customize their keyboards. The Q Max series is the top tier, while the C series is the most basic entry point. The K series offers a versatile experience with both customizable and essentials-only versions geared for a wider audience. The B series is the only non-mechanical option, ideal for travel or a laptop-like feel. The Lemokey series resembles a Q1 Max designed for gamers. Finally, the HE series takes Keychron's top-tier keyboards and throws in a magnetic switch. Well, that's the conclusion. If you got what you needed, then great. Hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like. But I do hope you stick around because I've got an excellent presentation here giving a thorough rundown of each series and potentially which one can bring the most value to you. And a little later in the video, I'll be providing some recommendations which could save you a lot of time and money. You can go there right now. I've included chapter markers. You can jump ahead, skip back and forth to whatever section of this video you'd like. So I've been reviewing Keychron keyboards since 2019, and I've got one from each series in front of me here, pretty much. And we're gonna discuss things like product naming, sizing, and we'll further define each series and what they have to offer. After watching this video, I'm optimistic that you will feel confident in your first or next Keychron purchasing decision. Think of it as a buyer's guide. Starting with the series explanation. Generally, each series has 3 tiers, typically defined as Standard, Pro, and Max. As you may have guessed, the feature set increases as you enter the higher tiers, and so does the price. Let's start with the Q series. The Q series is Keychron's premium offering. The Max option ships with premium materials such as metal frames, multiple layers of sound-absorbing foam, stroke dampening gaskets, oversized key stabilizers, premium switches, and endless customization options. It's the cream of the crop. If you choose the standard variant, you will save money while sacrificing luxuries such as premium switches, a few layers of sound-absorbing foam, and wireless connectivity. I think it would be logical to discuss the V series next because it has the same guiding principles as the Q series at a fraction of the cost. Quality and customization, but at a more affordable price. It offers many of the same premium features while cutting a few corners that might not be important to you. The V series ships with the same premium Gateron Jupiter switches, stabilizers, and PBT keycap material. It has less foam and fewer gaskets, and the frame is plastic. And of course, if you opt for the standard variant, you will shed features like wireless connectivity and price. So I'm jumping into the C series now because it is a low-cost entry point into the world of customizable keyboards. With no Max option available, the Standard and Pro variants still come with double-shot PBT keycaps, RGB, stabilizers, and a decent Keychron K-Pro switch. But don't expect wireless connectivity or fancy sound-absorbing foam at that low price. They did sneak in an S version in the C series, which I genuinely don't understand. To me, it appears to be an all-metal K3 Pro. Now, even though the Q1 Max is 75% of the footprint over the C2 Pro, it's more than double the weight, and it's very noticeable. Okay, now let's talk about the K series. I reviewed my first Keychron keyboard in 2019, and it was not this one, it was the K1. But after typing on it for extended periods of time, I didn't end up liking it, but they've come a long way since then. This here is the K2 version 2, and it's sort of like an entry point into the world of mechanical keyboards. The K1, however, is one of Keychron originals. It was an all-black, low-profile mechanical keyboard with clicky blue switches. After that, it seemed Keychron released a new keyboard every other month. The K Series is also the only one offering low-profile keyboards, excluding two outliers, the B and the S that I mentioned earlier. The K Max also offers many of the same premium features found in the Q Series. But if you don't want the hot swappable version and skip out on the RGB, you can get this keyboard for $89. That includes several layers of enhanced acoustic foam, PCB stabilizers, double-shot PBT keycaps, and Keychron super switches. Okay, hopefully you're still with me. And to summarize what we've gone through so far, the Q, the V, and the C are geared towards customization, whereas the K is geared towards flexibility and low-profile versions for those wanting a little bit sleeker experience. So I've got a couple of K3 Pros, and I've reviewed these on my channel. They are fantastic little keyboards. They're low-profile mechanical keyboards. If you want to see those reviews, you can check them out on my channel. And if you want to subscribe, go for it. It's very simple. Click that little button in the corner of the screen right there, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, B Series. The B Series is relatively new, and it's Keychron's first non-mechanical keyboard. They put a scissor switch in here, and it's really nice. It's an ultra slim keyboard that rivals the look of Logitech's MX keys at a more affordable price point. The B Series only comes in the Pro variant, and although it has no backlight, it can connect to multiple devices simultaneously via Bluetooth, USB-C, wired, or 2.4 gigahertz receiver. I look forward to Keychron expanding on the B Series in the future. All right, the Lemokey Series. Now this series is all about gaming. I don't have a Lemokey in front of me, but it is very similar to the Q1 Max. And even though all of the keyboards I've mentioned have a 1000 hertz polling rate, they market this as a premium gaming keyboard with an ultra low latency. So this does sort of appear to be a rebranded Q Max, but that's not a bad thing. They do offer some fun gaming color options and some additional buttons and toggles for customization. It has the same Gateron Jupiter switch as the Q1 Max and is similarly spec'd, so it should sound similar to this. Now it's time to talk about the HE Series, or Hall Effect. And the HE Series has taken some of Keychron's top tier keyboards and installed magnetic switches. You can get HE in Q, K, and Lemokey Series, which happen to be the priciest keyboards. These new switches on the scene allow you to customize the actuation point within the switch. It's unreal. You need to load up the launcher software and select where you want the key to actuate. And then when you release the switch, it resets immediately and not when it passes back through the typical fixed reset point. Hopefully these graphics from Keychron website are doing a better job of explaining this. This allows for extreme levels of customizability and is particularly useful for gaming. It allows for rapid triggering and multiple actions on single keystroke, like light pressing a key for walking and deep pressing the same key for running. Unfortunately, I could not get my hands on one for this review as they are sold out in my region, but essentially it looks a lot like the Q1 Max, as it's basically the same keyboard but with a different switch. However, those magnetic switches are not interchangeable with any Keychron keyboard. But if you are a gamer looking for an edge and you've got 229 greenbacks to shed, then I recommend giving this one a try. I'm really eager to try these switches myself. If any of you guys have tried them, let me know what they're like down in the comments. All right, now it's time for the series summary, and hopefully you're still with me. So the Q, V, and C are geared towards keyboard enthusiasts who prioritize customization. The Q Max series represents the pinnacle of this lineup, while the C series serves as the most basic entry point into mechanical keyboards. The V series falls somewhere in between, but leans much closer to the Q series than the C series. The K series is more of an all-around keyboard, offering customization or just an essentials-only experience for those seeking a straightforward mechanical keyboard. The B series is distinct. It's the only non-mechanical keyboard in the lineup, and it's great for travel or if you just want that laptop typing experience. The Lemokey can be considered a Q1 Max, but geared towards gamers. And lastly, the HE series features Keychron's top-tier keyboards, but with magnetic switches. Now it's time for recommendations. Personally, I'm not getting the standard variant in any of these keyboards. You're sacrificing things like double shot PBT keycaps, some foam, and in some cases even wireless connectivity. I'm typically looking at least the Pro model. I think that's where you get the most bang for your buck. Okay, so if you're looking at a Q model, I highly recommend taking another look at the V Max. It's almost the same as the Q Max. You're just sacrificing a metal housing and a little bit less sound absorbing foam. Other than that, it's half the price. And it sounds and feels just as good in my opinion. All right, models and sizing. Let's look at this product right here and talk about the model name. Keychron Q6 Max QMK/VIA wireless custom mechanical keyboard. That's a mouthful. So the first letter defines the series, and in this case, Q, easy. The number defines the size of the keyboard and how many keys are on it. And in the case of the Q series, the 6 represents a 100% size layout. Therefore, you get the number pad, navigation keys, media keys, and the whole shebang. Next is the variant. As I mentioned before, typically each series has a standard, Pro, and Max version, and the luxuries increase with each level. So in this case, we've got the Max. After that, you've got QMK/VIA. Now, without getting too much into the weeds, QMK is an open source firmware and VIA is a keyboard configuration tool. This lets you remap keys, create macros, and customize backlighting effects. And if your eyes are glazing over right now, don't worry about it. Chances are you don't need it. Wireless, self-explanatory. This ensures you have at least Bluetooth or a wireless receiver to connect with. Let's take one more example. Keychron K12 wireless mechanical keyboard. So K series, easy. 12 is the K series 60% layout with no number pad or navigation keys. You can go on the Keychron website, link in the description, and check out all sorts of sizing options. And in this case, it's the standard version because you don't see Pro or Max. And again, it's wireless. And you likely won't be able to remap any keys or anything like that because you don't see the acronyms QMK or VIA. Well, I hope that narrows down things a little bit for you. And if you're feeling ready to pull the trigger, I've got links down in the description ready to go. These links do support my channel, so I appreciate that. It comes at no extra cost to you. I've also created a comparison table to help you see the feature sets side by side. It's a free downloadable PDF down in the description. Well, that's all I've got for you today. If you did get value out of this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit like, consider subscribing, and click the bell so you get notified when the next video comes out. We'll see you in the next one.